Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a story that proves sometimes the most unexpected connections spring from the most inconvenient problems. Get ready for a tale of leaky pipes, old houses, and the spark of something new. This is Dripping Tension. Let's meet Jasmine Ortega. Imagine this. You're in your gorgeous, historic Philadelphia brownstone, but there's a problem. A persistent, annoying drip, drip, drip from the kitchen sink. What started as a minor nuisance has now declared war, and your plastic bucket is losing the battle. This is Jasmine's reality. It's the fourth plumbing issue this month, and her patience is wearing as thin as the old pipes in her walls. Frustrated, she scrolls through her phone, looking for a hero, a plumber. Her eyes land on Washington Family Plumbing. The 5-star reviews are great, but it's the mention of historic home specialization that seals the deal. For a century-old house with a personality of its own, you need someone who speaks its language. She makes the call, hoping for a quick fix to the watery chaos in her kitchen. Just 20 minutes later, the doorbell rings. Jasmine, slightly frazzled and sporting an unfortunate coffee stain on her blouse, opens the door. And there he is. But he's not the middle-aged, pot-bellied plumber she pictured. No, standing on her doorstep is Devin Washington. He's tall, with broad shoulders that fill the doorway and a quiet confidence that seems to instantly calm the frantic energy in the house. His warm brown eyes meet hers, and for a moment Jasmine is completely caught off guard. "Ms. Ortega?" he asks, his voice smooth and steady. "I'm Devin Washington." Jasmine blinks, collecting herself. "Yes, please come in," she says, leading him toward the source of the trouble. The kitchen sink is practically crying at this point. A faint, charming smile plays on Devin's lips as he follows her. As they walk through the high-ceilinged hallway, Devin's gaze isn't just on the water damage. He's taking in the details, the original crown molding, the beautifully restored hardwood floors. He has an eye for craftsmanship. "Beautiful place," he comments, his voice filled with genuine appreciation. "Victorian, 1890s? Jasmine turns, surprised and impressed. 1889, actually. How did you know?" Devin sets his heavy toolbox down with a soft thud. "I studied architectural history before switching to plumbing," he explains, his gaze sweeping the room again. "These old houses speak if you know how to listen." And just like that, he's not just a plumber, he's a historian, a man who understands the soul of her home. Jasmine finds herself leaning against the counter, intrigued, watching as his strong, capable hands begin to diagnose the problem beneath her sink. The way his forearms flex as he skillfully maneuvers a wrench in the tight, dark space doesn't go unnoticed. "So you chose plumbing over architecture?" Jasmine asks, her curiosity piqued. This man is a puzzle she suddenly wants to solve. Devin glances up, and for a beat, his dark eyes lock with hers. The connection is brief but electric. "I chose creating solutions over creating designs," he says simply. More immediate satisfaction. He turns his attention back to the pipes. "Plus, my grandfather started this business. Family legacy means something." That resonates with Jasmine. As a first-generation Mexican-American who fought her way up the competitive tech ladder, she understands the weight and pride of family legacy. She knows what it means to build on the sacrifices of those who came before you. They're from different worlds, yet in that moment they share a profound, unspoken understanding. "Found your problem," Devin announces, breaking the thoughtful silence. He points into the cabinet. "Your compression fitting is shot, and there's a ton of mineral buildup restricting the water flow. It's a common issue in these older systems." Naturally, Jasmine has to see for herself. She crouches down beside him, peering into the dark space. Their shoulders brush, and an unexpected jolt. A warm current of electricity zings through her. The air in the small space suddenly feels thick, charged with a new kind of tension. From this close, she can smell his scent, a clean, subtle mix of sandalwood and soap. It's grounding and incredibly pleasant. His arms work with a practiced precision, muscles shifting under his skin as he prepares the area for the repair. "Is it a quick fix?" she asks, her voice a little softer than she intended. About 30 minutes of work, Devin replies, his own voice sounding a bit deeper now. He reaches for a specialized tool, his fingers wrapping around the handle with a sureness that is surprisingly captivating. I have everything we need in my truck. Jasmine can't help but notice the way he said, we. A small, playful smile touches her lips. We? She questions, raising an eyebrow. Devin stands up, wiping his hands on a clean cloth from his pocket. He turns to face her fully, and his eyes meet hers again. This time there's a flicker of something more, a hint of unspoken interest that hangs in the air between them. Figure of speech, he says, a ghost of a smile on his face. Unless you're interested in becoming an apprentice plumber? A genuine laugh bubbles up from Jasmine, a bright, clear sound that fills the kitchen and breaks the intensity of the moment. I think I'll stick to coding, she replies. But I appreciate the offer. As Devin heads out to his truck, Jasmine finds herself watching him go. She watches the confident, easy rhythm of his stride as he crosses her garden path. Her phone buzzes, a notification from work demanding her attention. But for the first time in a long time, she ignores it. The world of code and deadlines can wait. When Devin returns, tools in hand, the atmosphere in the kitchen has changed. It's subtle, but it's there. That undeniable shift when simple curiosity blossoms into genuine attraction. The leak in Jasmine's sink might be getting fixed, but something new is beginning to flow between them. A connection far more persistent and infinitely more exciting than any dripping pipe. And that's where we'll leave them for now, on the brink of something wonderful. What do you think will happen next? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that will make you smile. We'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into a story that's part romance, part modern drama, and all about how love can show up when you least expect it, toolbox in hand. So grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's get into it. Our story starts with Jasmine Ortega, a successful software engineer living in her dream Victorian home. But dream homes have their nightmares, and for Jasmine, it's a kitchen sink that's decided to become a fountain. She calls Washington Family Plumbing, and in walks Devin Washington. He's not just a plumber. He's got this quiet confidence, skilled hands, and he's seriously easy on the eyes. He fixes her sink, but it seems he might have left a lasting impression on Jasmine. Exactly 1 week later, Jasmine finds herself staring at a malfunctioning shower head. Coincidence? I think not. She picks up her phone and, what do you know, she's calling Washington Plumbing again. She specifically asks for Devin, trying to sound casual, but we all know what's up. The receptionist, Teresa, senses it too. Oh yes, she says. Devin mentioned your historic home. You're not slick, Jasmine. As Jasmine waits for him, she finds herself changing into a nicer blouse, then mentally scolds herself. It's a plumbing appointment, not a date. But when Devin arrives, looking even better than she remembered, the sparks are undeniable. While he works on the shower, they start talking. Jasmine learns that Devin, a man with muscles flexing as he works, actually studied architectural history. He explains that his family started the plumbing business, and he found his passion not in designing new buildings, but in preserving the old ones, like hers. He even got a business degree online while training. This guy is the full package. Then, he turns the tables. What about you? He asks. What brought a software engineer to a high-maintenance Victorian? Jasmine is stunned. How did he know what she did? Devin smiles, a real heart-melting smile, and says he noticed her triple-monitor coding setup last time he was there. This man is observant. They connect over their shared dreams, hers of high ceilings and creaky staircases, his of preserving history. The moment of truth arrives. As Devin finishes, he asks her to test the water. Jasmine reaches past him, their arms brush, and it's electric. The water flows perfectly, but the tension in that small bathroom is thick. These old houses, Devin says, his voice low, they need someone who understands their quirks. He's not just talking about the house, is he? Jasmine, feeling bold, suggests getting his personal number for maintenance purposes. Devin agrees, and as he hands her his card, their fingers touch. It's a small moment, but it feels like the start of something big. Fast forward 3 weeks. Jasmine is throwing a housewarming party in her beautifully restored home. Her tech colleagues are mingling, but Jasmine is anxiously watching the door. Who is she waiting for? Devin, of course. They've been texting nonstop about everything but plumbing. When he finally arrives, he looks a little out of place in his nice clothes, holding a potted plant. He's a bit shy at first, but soon he's captivating Jasmine's friends with his knowledge of the house's history. He's not just the plumber, he's a passionate expert. Later, as the party winds down, Jasmine finds Devin alone, admiring a stained glass window. She confronts the elephant in the room, her friend Ryan, who was a bit of a snob. But Devin, with his quiet strength, just shrugs it off. "I stopped measuring my worth by other people's metrics a long time ago," he says. And that's when Jasmine knows. She moves closer and confesses, "I requested you specifically for that shower repair. Nothing was wrong with it. I wanted to see you again." Devin's eyes widen, but a smile plays on his lips. "That's highly unethical use of plumbing services, Ms. Ortega," he teases. But Jasmine isn't done. She tells him how her heart races when he's near, how she admires his character and how he values things with history and strength. It's a beautiful, vulnerable moment. In response, Devin's hand gently tucks her hair behind her ear. "I've been feeling the same way," he confesses. "And now?" Jasmine whispers. "Now," he murmurs, leaning in. "I'm off the clock." And they share their first kiss. A sweet, gentle moment that feels like it's been months in the making. Our story picks up 2 months later. Devin and Jasmine are in a happy little bubble. They're holding hands, going to farmers markets, and building a real, comfortable relationship. But every romance has its challenges, and theirs is about to hit a big one. Devin mentions that his sister is coming to town, and he'd like her to meet Jasmine. Jasmine is thrilled, but then Devin points out something she has been avoiding. She hasn't really introduced him to her friends. Jasmine admits her friend group can be judgmental, not just about plumbers, but about anyone who doesn't fit their narrow corporate definition of success. She promises to do better and sets up a dinner. The moment passes, but you can feel a tiny crack forming in their perfect foundation. A few days later, Devin is back at Jasmine's house for a real plumbing issue. While he's working, Jasmine is on a video call with her team. She thinks the door is closed. It's not. Her condescending colleague, Ryan, asks if she's still dating the plumber. Jasmine immediately defends Devin, praising his intelligence and passion. She fires back, "Some of us value character over credentials." It's a powerful moment for her. But what she doesn't know is that Devin, finished with his work, heard the entire exchange. He heard that he needed to be defended. When Jasmine finds him, his whole demeanor has changed. He's professional, distant, and cold. He brushes off her dinner invitation and leaves. He doesn't text. For days, there's just silence. When Jasmine finally calls him, the conversation is strained. "Did I do something wrong?" she asks, heartbroken. And Devin tells her he heard the call. "That's just it," he says. "The fact that I need defending at all. I don't want to be someone's statement piece." He tells her he needs time to think, leaving Jasmine devastated. The perfect connection they had has suddenly sprung a massive, heartbreaking leak, and that's where our story leaves us for today. It's a tough cliffhanger, right? It really makes you think about our own biases and the pressures we face from our social circles. What do you think will happen? Can they fix this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next video. The week crawled by, each day punctuated by a brief, sterile text from Devin. "I'm okay. Still need some space." The words were like tiny pebbles dropped into a vast, silent ocean. I tried to drown out the silence by burying myself in work, staying late at the office until the city lights blurred into a watercolor painting. Anything was better than returning to the house. It felt more hollow now than it ever did when I lived there alone. The silence wasn't just an absence of sound. It was an absence of him. On Friday, as the sun dipped below the skyline, casting long shadows across my desk, the truth finally surfaced. It wasn't a sudden, dramatic wave, but a quiet, rising tide that had been building inside me all week. I wasn't just missing Devon. I was in love with him. The thought didn't thunder through me. It settled, a quiet certainty, like walking into a house and just knowing you're home. I didn't let myself second-guess it. I grabbed my keys, left the office, and drove. My car seemed to know the way, navigating the familiar streets to his neighborhood in West Philly. His apartment, a cozy space above a family-owned hardware store on a tree-lined street, looked just as I remembered. I'd been up those exterior stairs so many times, but tonight my legs felt like jelly. My hand was shaking as I clutched a small plastic bag. Inside was a tiny, worn-out faucet washer, the very first thing he ever fixed in my kitchen. I'd found it tucked away in a junk drawer, a forgotten relic of our beginning that my heart apparently refused to throw away. I knocked. The sound of my knuckles against the wood felt impossibly loud in the quiet evening. The door swung open, and there he was. He looked surprised, standing there in a faded Temple t-shirt and worn jeans. He was rumpled and tired and the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. I held up the little plastic bag. "I have a plumbing emergency," I said, my voice steadier than I expected. He frowned, peering at the bag. "Jasmine, that's just an old washer." "Exactly." I took a deep breath, meeting his gaze. "It's broken. Kind of like what's between us right now. And I don't want to call anyone else to fix it." His expression softened just a little, but he didn't move from the doorway. He was a barrier I had to get through. "I owe you an apology," I pushed on, "not just for what happened with my colleagues. That was awful, and I'm so sorry. But I need to apologize for something bigger, for not being brave enough to fully let you into my life." My eyes stayed locked on his. "I've been so afraid, not of what other people think, but of this, of how much I feel for you. It felt safer to keep my life in neat little boxes, because if I put everything in one place, I was terrified I could lose it all at once." Slowly, his posture changed. His arms, which had been crossed over his chest, fell to his sides. The wall was coming down. "Come in," he said, his voice a low rumble as he stepped aside. His apartment was just as I remembered it, warm, inviting, and so perfectly him. Bookshelves overflowed with architectural volumes. Framed blueprints of old Philly buildings hung on the walls, and everywhere there were photographs of his family, 3 generations of plumbers smiling back at me. We sat on his worn leather couch, a careful, deliberate space between us. "I'm not ashamed of you, Devon," I said, the words spilling out. "I'm in awe of you. You chose this path. You honor your family. You follow your passions. You build things. You fix things that matter." I had to swallow past the lump in my throat. "The truth is, I worry I don't deserve someone as real and genuine as you." His hand, the strong, capable hand that had first fixed my sink and then captured my heart, reached across the space between us and took mine. "We both made assumptions," he admitted, his thumb stroking my knuckles. "I've been carrying a chip on my shoulder for a long time. I expect people in your world to look down on me. It's easier to pull away than to risk feeling that rejection. So where does that leave us?" I asked, a fragile hope blooming in my chest. "With a choice," he answered, his eyes serious. "We can let these differences, this pressure, break us apart. Or we can use them to build something stronger, something better." I closed the distance between us, my shoulder pressing against his. "I vote for stronger," I whispered. "Because I love you, Devon Washington. I love your hands that build, and your eyes that see the beauty in old things. I love your heart, and the way you carry your family's legacy with so much pride." And then he smiled. that full, transformative smile that I had missed more than I realized. It lit up his whole face and my whole world. His arms wrapped around me, pulling me into a hug that felt like coming home. "I love you too, Jasmine," he whispered into my hair. "I love your brilliance, your drive, and yes, even your high-maintenance Victorian house with its constantly failing plumbing." I laughed, tears of pure relief finally spilling over. "The plumbing only fails when I miss you." "In that case," he murmured, his lips finding mine in a kiss that was both a promise and a homecoming, "I'd better stick around, for preventative maintenance." Later, tangled together on his couch, we started planning. A dinner to introduce him properly to my friends, another to meet his sister. And in that warm, love-filled moment, I realized something. Love isn't so different from an old house's plumbing. It's a complex system that needs both pressure and release, structure and flexibility to work. And sometimes it's the most unexpected connections between two different worlds and two different hearts that create the most perfect, beautiful flow. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold with us. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more stories. We'll see you in the next one.